It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hi there. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, and we got some news to tell you about this morning.
Yes, if you'd be willing to be a substitute teacher, school districts all across the Ozarks could certainly use you right now. With winter upon us, it's more common for teachers to call out sick for work, so they need more subs. The Springfield School District says that they use about 230 subs on any given school day. That's a lot, more than I would have ever guessed. SPS and many other local schools use a local staffing service, PenMac, most of them, to get those subs in place. If you'd like to be one, you can find the requirements at dese.mo.gov. Of course, that's DESE, stands for Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. The Springfield city leaders are considering some money to go toward upgrading a railroad crossing through the downtown area. City Council is looking at approving a cost share with BNSF Railroad to split $460,000 to put in new signals. It's right where the railroad tracks cross Boonville Avenue, right, in downtown. Over Boonville. It's all part of making it safer, of course, and then beautifying that area as part of the Renew Jordan Park project.
And then from there to the historic footbridge on Commercial Street, 123 years old now, which is crazy. The city is looking at another possible cost share with BNSF for some work on that. They're trying to get that thing up and running again. You know that. They're talking about now the possibility of raising the Jefferson Avenue footbridge by a few feet in order to get it higher than it currently is over the railroad. They want to get it up to the railroad industry standard. Council has already accepted a bid to rehabilitate the bridge and reopen it. This has been quite a saga going on more than a dozen years. So we'll see what happens with this potential latest twist for the Jefferson Avenue footbridge. Get ready to pay even more for eggs. And this stinks because our kids are now suddenly into eating eggs in the morning because it's protein and they're athletes. So especially our middle, eating eggs every day. I need some eggs. Dad, make some eggs. I'm going to make some eggs. The U.S. Department of Agriculture predicts egg prices to rise another 20% this year. Another 20% this year. It's blaming inflation and an outbreak of avian flu that's already resulted in the killing of 17 million.
He froze. I'm going to take it from here. Are you ready for this? It blames inflation and the outbreak of avian flu that has already resulted in the killing of 17 million egg-laying hens in November and December alone. That's a lot. The increase is made even worse when you consider that egg prices were already up more than 36% year over year in December. I will tell you this, Ethan is right. Our kids all of a sudden decide that they want eggs all day, every day. That is new. So I bought eggs for the first time in a long time, just this past weekend. So pretty crazy. February is almost upon us. That's also hard to believe, which is American Heart Month. And with that, the Springfield Fire Department and Mercy and Cox EMS are offering free CPR training. This is huge. If you've never been CPR trained, now is your shot. You could literally save someone's life. I am trained in CPR. I probably need to go back on one of these weekends, honestly, for a refresher. But go. It's free. It's every Saturday. There's 2 sessions. One is from 1 to 2, and then the other one is from 2:30 to 3:30. So you pick one, go to that, and then you can find the locations. Just look at the website for the Springfield Fire Department or Mercy or Cox has them, and then the Red Cross. But on February 1st, it's at the Oak Grove Community Center. February 8th, it's at the Red Cross. February 15th, it's at the Library Station. And February 22nd, I should say, it's at the Dan Kinney Family Center. So there you go. Some free training, and it is a good thing to have, especially if you're ever looking to be a babysitter. Maybe someone younger in our audience, teenagers. There you go. Go get trained up in CPR. If you are the creative type, West Plains could use your help. This is kind of cool. The city is doing a contest to redesign the city's official seal. So they are looking at artists of all kinds to come up with a new seal idea. The current one they have is not great. Let's be honest. It's not great. Go look it up. So the design must be circular. It must represent the identity of West Plains, and they want you to live there. So I sort of get that. I mean, although, why? Why do you need to live there? You know what I mean? Because I love West Plains. I'm there a decent amount. I don't live there. Like, why could I not enter? Anyway, you can find all of the details on how to enter at westplains.gov. So you have from now until February 14th to get in your design. And then the people, it's a vote of the people, and they will announce the winner in March. Bass Pro Shops is opening a second store in Mississippi. It is coming in 2027 to Biloxi, Mississippi, the Gulfport, Biloxi area. The first location is already in the Jackson area in Mississippi. So this is store number 2 in that state. Overall, Bass Pro now has 175 stores, either Bass Pro or Cabela's, all across the United States and into Canada. All right, and we will end with this. Goodness, it looks like Ethan's computer is going to be froze the whole time. Hopefully not. Maybe he'll pop back on here, but until then, here's your last story. The Springfield Cardinals are having a hiring event. They are having an annual job fair, and you should go. You should go because it's Thursday. It is this week on Thursday, and they're hiring for all sorts of things. We are talking inside sales, retail associate, event staff, field crew, stats operator, video crew member, scoreboard operator, game day stringer. Listen, it's all sorts of jobs. I'm telling you, if you have an interest to work for the Springfield Cardinals, now is your shot. So this Thursday from 4:30 to 6:30, just head on over to the Cardinals indoor training facility there at Hammond's. It is a great organization. They just won a big award, like one of the most beautiful, best kept parks in baseball out of 120 fields. So that's a big deal. So congratulations to them on that. And maybe you can go be a part of the team. Okay. I hope you have a really great day. Sorry that Ethan fell off the wagon. Our house, I don't know about yours, but we have had some major internet issues for like 3 or 4 days. So go figure. I'm assuming that's what went wrong. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your listenership, your viewership. And we will see you back here tomorrow morning. Have a great one.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Command Family Medicine and John's Heating and Air. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday. It's January 28th, and it's about 28 degrees, too, this morning. We have temperatures below freezing. However, we're going to warm up quickly today, and there will be a few folks that are pushing 60 for the high temperature on this Tuesday, so it will feel quite nice out later today. The warmer weather is certainly welcome, as well as the sunshine. It makes just such a huge difference, doesn't it? So nice to be able to walk to your car without just bracing for the cold. I mean, it's still cold, but it's nothing like what we had around just last week. We are continuing to thaw out across the Ozarks, and I'm expecting high temperatures today, land at about 58 degrees here in Springfield. It will be another warm day. It will be another dry day. So I have to mention that fire danger is elevated for much of the area today. I don't expect that we'll have the winds as strong as they were yesterday. However, it will be breezy, so keep that in mind. Fire danger is high. Don't burn anything outdoors. Today is not a good choice for that. We also want you to be cautious about where you discard of cigarettes. Don't park on dry ground, things like that, anything that could spark a fire. The big story is that it's dry for the middle part of the country, while a more powerful storm system takes shape out in the southwest. We also have rain today for much of Texas. We're not going to see any rainfall for us, though, until at least late tomorrow night into the end of the work week forecast. Also, through this time period, our temperatures are near normal or even above average. Numbers are going to be feeling really really nice as we head into later parts of this week. We think we'll be in the 60s. Rain chances really ramp up for us tomorrow night, and that will last through Thursday and Friday. Now, I have to mention, with this chance for rain, looks like it could be a soaking rain for some. Details still a bit in question, but I told you yesterday that models were trending warmer on this storm system. Well, they're also trending to a lot of precip all the way from Texas, the DFW area, back up through portions of southeastern Oklahoma into western Arkansas. And that does include the southern Ozarks, northern Arkansas, extreme southern Missouri. We could be talking about 2-3 inches of rainfall in a couple of days. And this time of year, you have to watch that very carefully because remember, the ground is frozen, especially from those cold temperatures that we had around just last week. So it's not like getting 2 inches of rain during the growing season when we have the live plants to soak things up. The soil can absorb some of that moisture a little bit better. In the cold months, you have to look at things a little bit differently. So flooding on my radar for the end of the work week, I'll continue to keep you informed on that. At this point, it looks like areas along and south of I-44 would see the most in terms of rainfall. The extended forecast looks warm, however. I think we're right back into the upper 50s tomorrow. Numbers, despite the clouds and the rain chances that I have in the forecast, both Thursday and Friday, will cool down slightly, but still I'm expecting low 50s in the forecast. And it looks that we'll stay mild for much of the weekend with the finally drying up weather coming our way by the time we get to Saturday afternoon. So not too bad temperature-wise, but it does look like we could potentially see some heavy soaking rainfall Thursday and Friday. So maybe bust the rain boots back out. You put the snow boots away, now get the rain boots out for the second half of the work week forecast. Around the country, what's making headlines? Well, it's this slow-moving storm system that I mentioned in the Southwest. This is moving our way from Southern California. It's what brought the great rainfall chances to Southern California to get rid of the fire weather conditions a little bit. Also, heavy snow showers are expected across much of the Great Lakes into portions of the Northeast and portions of New England. That's what our friends up to the Northeast are dealing with today. And we also have above average temperatures for much of the central and eastern United States. And you will directly feel the effects of that because that's where we are in our part of the country, is the warm up part of the country. All right, here's a look at that Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. The question that I left you with yesterday: for how many months will the average grizzly bear hibernate? Do you think it is A, 1 to 3 months, B, 3 to 5 months, C, 5 to 7 months, or D, 7 to 9 months? Now, grizzly is very important here because the exact species of bear does make a difference, but the grizzly bear, they're pretty sleepy. They require 5 to 7 months of hibernation. They typically hibernate anywhere between 5 and 7 months. However, as I mentioned, it depends on the species because the Mexican black bear, it usually doesn't hibernate at all, or it will hibernate only for just a few weeks out of the year. Due to the warm environment, hibernation is not necessary for these bears. The Alaskan brown bear, if you're curious, can hibernate from 5 to 8 months. They're like, it is way too cold up here in Alaska. I am staying in for 3/4 of the year. But the grizzly is C, 5 to 7 months. Congrats if that was your guess. Here's the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. In what country is the world's largest ski resort? Do you think it is A, in the United States, B, France, C, Switzerland, or D, Italy? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine and John's Heating and Air. Thank you so much for listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather this morning. And if you enjoy the podcast, please give it a positive rating. That will help our friends and neighbors find Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. And I would certainly appreciate the time that it takes you to submit that review wherever you're listening to this podcast. For more weather info, you can check the website all day. We'll keep that updated. That's aroundtheozarks.com. We'll chat again tomorrow.